All right, guys. Today we're going to start a division problem like we were doing in class today, but we're going to do it online, and you're going to practice some later on your own after we finish. So the first step that you're going to do when you're setting up a division problem is put your number in the house, the bigger number, which is 7,192, and 58, your smaller number, is outside the house. Then you're going to set up the DMSB so that you remember each part that we have to go through in each step, and then you're going to set up your factors. Now I've already kind of set up for you just to be ready, and so we don't waste too much time. So I know that 58 times 1 is 58, easy to do. 58 times 2 I know is 116 because I just doubled 50 and doubled 8. I'm going to do times 3 is 174, and this is where I saw a lot of errors made today, and the reason I saw the errors is because you were doing repeated addition and then made mistakes on how many times you had multiplied. So make sure to write it out like this, even if you do repeated addition, so that you can keep yourself from making mistakes sorry, I'm trying to concentrate and talk, trying to keep yourself from making mistakes, especially when you've done the work correctly, because that's the one thing we don't like the most. All right, so step 111, after I do my factors and I have my steps written all out, then I'm going to look at my number 58 and say, does 58 go into 7? No, it doesn't go into 57. So then I'm going to have to say, does 58 go into 71? Yes, it does. Today we had lots of mistakes on this as well, and you didn't check these first two numbers, but you went all the way to the hundreds, and so your problem wasn't working out. So make sure to look very carefully as you're going through each place value. So 58 goes into 71. I look up at my factors over here. I see it can only go one time because times 2 would be 116, and that's too much. So I'm going to put a 1 above the 71 because that's where I was looking in where the numbers went to. So 58 is going to come down here. And let me check off my step for you guys. 58, 71 minus 58, and this is not, of course, as nice and neat as when you use a pencil. Your writing's nicer than my computer writing. And you could do this in multiple math or in mental math, like Khan has told us before, or we can borrow. You can't see that's a 6. And since I borrowed a 10, my 1 turns into an 11. So 11 minus 8 is 3, and 6 minus 5 is 1. All right, I've divided, oops, and I multiplied. I skipped over that step for you. And then I subtracted, and now I'm on this last step over here, which is to bring down. So here's where another common error happens. When you're bringing down, you don't bring down the next number. So make sure that you bring down the next number in place value. All right, let me click a new color so we can see the next step. So I'm bringing down, in this case, the 9. All right, now I'm going to start all over again, looking at my DMSB. How many times does 58 go into 139? Well, it's easy because I've done the work. That's why I want you to do these factors over here. So 58 goes into 139, can't go 3 times because 174 is bigger than 139. So it can go 2 times. So I'm going to put my 2 over here. I just divided. Check it off. Now I'm going to multiply 58 times 2. I know what that is because I've already done it up here. It's 116. Check off my multiply. My next step is to subtract. Put my subtraction sign. And 9 minus 6, easy. 3. 3 minus 1, 2. 1 minus 1, nothing. So I'm done there. And I'm going to pick a different color now and do my last step, which is bring the number down in my new color so you can see it a little bit better. All the way down here, which is a 2. All right, so now we're on our next step. We're going to go back through our sets up here. I need to divide first. How many times does 58 go into 232? Wow, look over here at our factor side. It goes into it perfectly when you multiply 58 times 4. That was the easiest one yet. So I'm going to put a 4 right there. I divided. Then I'm going to multiply 58 times 4, which gives me 232, because I already have it written on my factor wall, I'm going to call it. This will be easy to subtract. It's the tiniest subtraction sign ever. I'll make it a little bit bigger for you to see. So I multiplied the 58 times 4. I got 232. I got it ready to subtract. 232 minus 232 is a big fat goose egg, 0. Okay? Now, I don't have to bring anything out or down, so I'm not going to put a check here. But I am finished, and I got my answer, which is 124. If I want to go back and check and make sure that's correct, my next step would be, and I'm trying to find a color I haven't used, let's try purple, would be to multiply 124 times 58. If I've done this math correctly, then whatever this problem equals is going to be 7,192. So here's a practice video. I want you to now practice on your own. Make sure you come back to this video if you need help at any time, okay? Good luck, guys. If you need some help while you're working, raise your hand. Bye.